This is the Garrett ACE 200, a powerful entry-level metal detector that is both very affordable and very simple to learn. The ACE 200 includes digital target ID with a large 0 to 99 scale for more target information, 3 preset search modes, a coin depth indicator, a 6.5 by 9 inch Proformant search coil that can be fully submerged while searching, cam locks for increased stem stability, and sharp, responsive pulse width modulation audio. Assembly of your new ACE detector is very simple. Loosen the lower cam lock and extend the lower stem. Insert the mounting washers. Connect the search coil to the stem and hand tighten the wing nut. Loosen the upper cam lock. Insert the S-stem with the control housing. Adjust the lower stem to a comfortable height and hand tighten the cam locks. Wrap the coil cable snugly around the stem with the first turn over the stem. Insert the coil connector into the control housing connector and hand tighten. The arm cuff can be adjusted by removing the screw on the bottom and mounting the two-piece cuff to the other hole. To power on the detector, simply press the power button. To power off, press the power button again. To restore your detector to factory settings, simply press and hold the power button for about 5 seconds until you hear that double beep, and you'll notice that it is switched back into coins mode, which is your factory default setting. When your ACE 200's batteries become weak, this low battery indicator will switch on. You'll still maintain full performance, but this symbol means that it's time to replace your batteries soon. Your ACE 200 is always going to indicate all targets that you encounter in the field, so it's important that you understand target ID. Let's take a look at that. The ACE 200's target ID includes this target ID legend at the top. This lower scale indicates your current discrimination pattern, or what targets your detector will sound on. Anytime your detector locates a target ID cursor will appear on the upper scale. If the target ID cursor appears above a segment that is not active because of the mode you're using, the detector will remain silent. Each target will show with a more precise digital target ID, assigning it a value between 0 and 99. Ferrous or iron items will indicate more toward the left side of your target ID legend, and they'll show with lower numbers. Non-ferrous items or targets with higher conductivity will display more toward the right with higher target ID numbers. And when a target's encountered, you'll also notice that its depth is indicated in 2-inch increments. This depth indicator is calibrated for coin-sized items. Be aware that metal items that are very tiny, much smaller than a coin, may actually be sitting shallower than what they show. And the other way around, items that are very large, much larger than a coin, may actually be deeper in the ground than what they indicate on the screen. So keep in mind that the depth indicator is based on coin-sized objects. Also, for your digital target ID, it's important to take note that you want to get your target centered, get it pinpointed as best you can. If you got your target very well centered and you keep your coil swing very level and very flat above the target, you're going to get a more precise target ID. The ACE 200 makes 3 distinctive tones based on a metal's conductivity. I've got 3 targets on the ground laid out here, so let's go over those and let's listen to these 3 tones. Okay, the first target I've got here is a steel washer, and we're getting the low tone. The low tone is anything with a digital target ID reading from 0 to 20. Now for the mid tone, I've got a gold ring, Mid-tone is anything reading between 21 and 80. The high tone is for any targets that are 81 and higher. So there's your high tone or your bell tone. Again, high tone, mid-tone, and low tone. Let's take a look at the different discrimination patterns or search modes that are available on the ACE 200. Push the mode button to select between 3 preset discrim modes. In zero disk, nothing is notched. All 5 of the top row pixels are active. Use this mode when a target signal is inconsistent or when you don't know exactly what type of metal you're searching for. Jewelry mode ignores most iron trash, but finds rings, watches, bracelets, and other types of jewelry. Coins is designed to find all US coins and eliminate common trash like foil, iron, and pull tabs. Be aware that some small jewelry that reads the same as foil could be ignored with this pattern. There are 4 levels of sensitivity. Increase your sensitivity when you're searching for a very small item or a very deep item. Decrease your sensitivity level when the detector is behaving erratically due to excessive metallic trash or highly mineralized grounds. It's time to begin searching with your ACE detector. If you're new to metal detecting, try hunting in areas with sandy and loose soil, or maybe even a playground lot, to make it easier to learn how to use your detector to pinpoint and dig targets. Keep the coil close to the soil at all times and swing it very level for the best results. Walk slowly in a straight line, swinging the search coil side to side at a rate of about 2 to 5 feet per second. Overlap the coil by half its length over each search area. When you find a target, it's very important to pinpoint as best you can. This will help you recover your target faster and to dig a smaller hole. Draw an imaginary X on the ground with the search coil at the place where the maximum sound occurs. Many veteran treasure hunters will scan back and forth over the suspected target area and then move to the side in order to scan again in a perpendicular fashion over the same area. Dig your recovery hole at the cross point of your imaginary X. Always make as small a hole as possible and always fill in your dig area completely. To better understand your ACE 200, it's recommended that you do some bench testing. I have a variety of targets here, so we should be able to hear the low tone, the mid tone, and the high tone or bell tone. And you'll also see the digital target ID numbers on here. Keep in mind with this detector, with the ACE 200, you should not expect all targets to read exactly the same as they do on other detectors with their digital target ID or their VDI. This would include even the ACE 300 and 400. You will see some different numbers on the 200. So the important thing of bench testing is learn the machine you're going to use, learn the sounds, and learn the digital ID numbers that you're going to see. So I've got first a bottle cap, low tone, low numbers. Also got an iron nail. And if you notice, as I change the orientation of this iron, it can change the numbers and the reading on that. So learn as you scan things during your bench testing. Here's a little gold ring. More of a mid-tone, reading about 32. Piece of aluminum foil. A little bit lower number falls back into that low tone sound. Now, all different sizes of foil might give you different readings, so practice with different size targets. Here's a nickel. Mid-tone, somewhere around the 38 mark. Pull tab. Mid to high 50s. Penny. About 81 there. Dime. Just a little bit higher, 83. Quarter. A little bit higher number. So you start learning your coins and about where they're going to fall, but keep in mind orientation can come into play on how things read, so that's important. So once you've done some air testing with your targets, you'll want to take them and create a test plot. Clean out a patch of dirt, make sure there's no trash, no metal in the ground, and then bury some of these targets at different depths, different orientations, standing up versus laying flat. Scan back over them again and see how these things read, see what the numbers are, see how they sound. The point of bench testing and the point of doing a dirt plot test is to better learn the machine you're going to use out there, and it's going to make you a better detectorist in the field. When this low battery indicator appears, it's time to change batteries soon. Nickel metal hydride rechargeable batteries can be used, but they may have a shorter life per charge than standard alkaline batteries. 1.5 volt lithium batteries can also be used, but 3.7 volt lithium batteries will damage the detector and should not be used. Access the batteries by sliding the cover off the control housing. Remove the batteries when the detector will be stored more than 30 days. Avoid extreme temperatures, such as storing detectors in a car trunk during the summer or in sub-freezing weather. Periodically disassemble your detector and clean the stems, control housing, and search coil with a damp cloth. Protect your search coil from scratches and chips by installing a Garrett coil cover. Expand your search options with one of these ACE series accessory search coils. This small Super Sniper coil and this 5x8 Double D coil are ideal for searching in tight areas and in separating numerous adjacent targets in trashier hunt sites. Larger concentric search coils provide the greatest detection depth and the largest possible detection fields. The Garrett Pro Pointer is highly recommended for all detectorists to speed their recovery of detected targets, to dig smaller recovery holes, and to identify multiple targets in close proximity. The Pro Pointer AT can even be used underwater to a maximum 10-foot depth. This environmental cover-up helps protect your control housing electronics from dust, mud, and rain. To learn more about your new ACE detector and to see the latest Garrett accessories, be sure to visit Garrett.com.